I grew up having a lot of environmental allergens to pollen and dust and mold, cats. At one point when I was a kid, maybe around 12 years old, my mom took me to an allergist and they had suggested allergy shots. And I was like, I am not doing allergy shots. Not gonna happen.
I've always had terrible allergies. And I was to the point where I was about to consider getting allergy shots. And, you know, that was a really big decision for me. It's also a big financial commitment and a very long-term commitment.
As a chiropractor, I'm very open to all types of alternative and complementary healthcare services because a lot of it makes sense to me and it's about energy of the body. And so I was completely open to learning more about NAET.
I met Dr. Brayton at my yoga studio. She gave this talk about NAET and she was explaining how it's non-invasive and holistic, and you know, it just sounded amazing, but I was very skeptical that it was actually going to work.
NAET is a really powerful modality that we do here at Hoboken Chiropractic and Wellness. It stands for Nambudiprot's Allergy Elimination Technique.
You know, I listened to her spiel a little bit and she asked for a volunteer, and so I like raised my hand when I was like, I need to make sure that this is real if I'm gonna go through with it. And sure enough, she knew all my allergies just by doing the muscle testing technique that she uses.
We're able to determine what your body is sensitive or allergic to through muscle testing, which is called applied kinesiology. And we find this is a very accurate way to determine if a specific item or allergen is actually weakening your body's energy field or not. That's technically what an allergy is in the scope of NAET. So we're not speaking of a true medical allergy that will show an IgE or an IgG specific response in the blood. NAET can work on those allergens as well, but there's also allergens out there that are emotional or to items that aren't traditionally tested in an allergist office, and that would include like vitamin C, for example, or hardwood or colors, things that are a lot more, you know, out there, right? And you're like, how can you be allergic to these items?
So the emotional allergy was probably the hardest to comprehend, I think, right? Because it's not the tangible piece that's those food allergies and things.
You'll see there are things that are going to come up, emotions that she wouldn't have been able to make up herself.
It's kind of hard to conceptualize. She'll give you a vial, like this tiny glass vial, which contains the energy of the allergen.
When you hold the vial of something you're allergic to, then you will have a weak response with that strong muscle. So it does not mean that you have a weak muscle. It means that we were able to determine a weak response, and that tells me that that item is weakening the energy field of the entire person, and they may or may not have symptoms.
I used to be like deathly allergic to cats. I was staying at a friend's place, and on the way over there, they were like, oh, by the way, we just got a couple cats. Are any of you allergic to cats? And I was about to say, yes, I am, but then I was like, wait, no, I treated this, and I haven't really tested it out yet. So I was like, no, I'm good, you know, I'm not allergic to cats. So I was like, yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, we'll see if NAET really does work. And sure enough, I spent the night, didn't even sneeze, nothing. So like, that's a very specific example of how, you know, something I knew for sure that really caused me a lot of pain no longer affects me.